On Hegseth, so far, again, this is not there. There's unsubstantiated allegations from a previous employer. Which until they become substantiated, there's proof, there's a witness. I still think he gets confirmed.
Dan.
So I think for Patel, I'm going to borrow a line from the great Mark Halperin yesterday. Is it reform or revenge? I think the issue is not what Democrats in the media. The issue is about a dozen Republican senators who are relatively silent so far. And even Senator Rounds, I think yesterday when he spoke, was somewhat defending the FBI as an institution. I think if Patel can say, like, these are the reforms that I'm going in to enact that's going to make the FBI, a better operating agency, then maybe he's able to squeeze through. But I think if his thing is we're going to go in there and blow the whole place up, the vast majority of the FBI is good people. They're honorable. They have integrity. They are there for the right reason. And I think if this looks like a grievance fest to eliminate a body of the Department of Justice that is legitimate and helps keep us secure and safe, I think that there will be Republicans who will take down his nomination. And I think on Hegseth, it's the same. I think he's teetering, but I think Patel may save him. I mean, there's only so much fire you can train if you're MAGA, and there's only so much attention that other Republican senators, I think, will give to take on Donald Trump. So I think Hegseth may now ultimately benefit from this.
We talked early on about whether if one went down, which Gates did, that was the sacrifice to the confirmation advising consent gods, or whether it would embolden the dozen or so Senate Republicans who might vote no on controversial nominees. Right now, my spidey sense is it's the latter. And that Rounds is kind of the public face of this group of 12 senators who could vote no, who I think today, if they voted, would vote no on both of those guys. I think both those guys need to come to their hearings and do a good job. Not all 12 would vote no, but enough would vote no to stop them.
The difference you have with Gates is that they knew that they had a report that they could would at some point
100%.
And so that's where I say that's why I'm trying to make the distinction between Hegseth, is that until you have a piece of paper or an actual witness.
100%. Right. But both of them have some qualifications, but Sean, neither of them have the kind of qualifications that most people nominated for those positions have had. They don't have their critics overstate their lack of qualifications, but they don't have the full qualifications that most people have had. Patel's been in a lot of jobs, but he was in them very briefly. Okay. If you don't count his time as a lawyer, which again is not really a qualification. Being a public defender is great, but it's not a qualification to run the FBI. I think his controversial statements also need to be addressed. Yep. And the fact, look, just because Bill Barr says somebody's not qualified in Trump's orbit, or John Bolton says it, doesn't make it true. But there are other people who don't as routinely criticize, who have criticized him. I'm not saying he won't be confirmed. I'm not saying he shouldn't be confirmed. I'm saying I think both of them are going to have to perform to not lose 4 Republican senators, and they may well.
Can I also add that, and Sean, you would know better than I, but it sounds like there are people in Trump's orbit who don't like Patel, that the knives may be out a little bit that are going to help feed information to Republican senators.
You saw that in the Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal story today has that.
Exactly.
That's rare to have anonymous Trump aides inside the tent saying this may not have been the right pick.